go just find something else to do. So I'm Bill. I'm the level 1 bard. My friend Terry's come to play violin, fiddle with us here, and we're gonna do some. These are original songs. I don't think I'm gonna play any covers. I haven't. We'll see if I run out of material. Probably unlikely. But if you guys get fed up with some of my stuff, so I was gonna call this set the polite conversation, because all the stuff I'm going to sing about and play is stuff you're not supposed to talk about in polite conversation. So I figured it had to have some kind of a, like a... Yeah, right? Especially after our conversation on the way over, right? All right. I know I'm not the smartest, though I'll try my hardest to paint a view so quaint and new, like absinthe with an artist. And I'm sure to be confusing, contradictory, and amusing. Thoughts upside down, letters turned around. You know what? I started playing the old version of this song. That's funny. I might have to start that over. Yeah, it's okay. I can redo it. Well, I know I'm not the smartest, though I try my hardest to paint a view so quaint and new, like absinthe with an artist. And I'm not here to offend, to scare you, or share unfair opinions, but a hyperbolic mix, vitriol, politics, alcohol, and religion. So take your shot and light your bowl before we slide down this rabbit hole. This experience may make more sense if you let me lead and seek control, because reality's depending on which spoons these tunes are bending. Dissect the code, lick the toad, even if it's just pretending. I'm just a level 1 bard, playing this peculiar part, truly a fool, a disheveled reveler. I'm just a level 1 bard, harmonica and acoustic guitar, trying to find time to grind out some levels, but still a level 1 bard. Just a level 1 bard. And I'm too scared to do a dungeon dive or infiltrate a monster's hive. So while you're out slaying evil, I believe I'll be right here with my beer, just staying alive. And I don't possess a gleeman's code, never been less a musician than a poet. And I don't like to fight, besides with my eyesight, the only thing I might hit is a note. Well, my party's disbanded, it's down to just me, and I'm far from the lands I once thought I would be. Been on an adventure, been on a venture, curating my own tour of magical mystery. My wisdom grows while my constitution wanes, and I've never been dexterous, had to rely on my brains. Been obsessed with this quest, now I guess I can rest and consolidate experience gained. But I'm still a level 1 bard. This minstrel art, it starts in my heart. This impatient inspiration comes from the devil. I'm still a level 1 bard, showing poems bizarre disregard, pouring out chords towards the next level, but still a level 1 bard. just a level 1 bard. Just a level 1 bard. Thank you. Yeah, you want me to turn it up? Okay, I turned it up to about halfway. Okay. Oh, okay. You want me to turn it up more than that, or is that enough? Okay. Okay. Yeah, they were good. Okay. Thanks for that. I didn't catch that earlier. Yeah, that's what. Right on. Perfect. So now that I've done talking about myself, this is called "The Earth Is Fine." 70 million years ago, when dinosaurs roamed the land, an asteroid from outer space crashed in the Yucatan. With the force 4 billion times the bombs dropped on Japan. Aborted 3/4 of species, but made way for the ascent of man. It's true that old rock Chicxulub sure caused a huge decline, but eventually, as you can see, the Earth, it turned out fine. The Earth is fine. The Earth is fine. Over 5 billion species have lived and died, or so scientists they think, which means over 99% of life on Earth's extinct. Habitats change, DNA rearranges and fills in that missing link. So it's not realistic but egotistic to assume humans are distinct. Someday we'll all be dead, like George Carlin said. That's just proof of intelligent design. Though God may damn us, it seems our planet, it'll do just fine. The Earth is fine. The Earth is fine. Well, you can freak out about global warming while trees keep falling without a sound. You can worry about World War III deep in your underground compound, but you can't avoid an asteroid, a comet, or a meteor if it's coming down. But be rest assured that the Earth will be better the next time round. Well, you understand that the age of man's just a splash in the carafe of time. But before and after each disaster, the Earth, it does just fine. The Earth is fine. The Earth is fine. Several billion years from now, sometime before the sun and Earth collide, you're still here, but a Babel fish in your ear. Grab your towel and the guide. Stick out your thumb and they will come. You can hitch a starship ride. Leave this dying sphere for a new frontier. See what sort of milk that way provides. Sure, it may have survived the Theia impact that formed the Luna moon, but consumed by the sun, it's doomed, it's done. It'll be so massively ruined. But until then, the Earth is fine. The Earth is fine. So it's not really about the Earth, but our own environment. So ponder this question honestly, like a proper sentient experiment. No one I know wants us to join that 99+%. And only some sick prick in the thick grip of politics would trigger an extinction event. So tap your cast, fill up your glass with your favorite whiskey or wine. Come on, polluters, let's salute Earth that's doing absolutely fine. The Earth is fine. The Earth is fine. The Earth is fine. Thank you. That was The Earth is Fine, as you can probably tell. This song's called But That Was Yesterday. Some days you just feel broken. It's like you're choking on every third slurred word. You blurt out accidentally. Are you thought-provoking or only joking? Circumspect that they'll reject this premise categorically. So you take 3 ibuprofen and you cloak your emotions, somehow placating, self-medicating yourself metaphorically. But in the morning when you wake up, you can say, okay, but that was yesterday. That was yesterday. Some days you seem so confused, daydreaming, overworked and overused. Cats versus dogs, sprockets versus cogs in this machine. So you wake up and hit the snooze, but you're already late, nothing left to lose. It's another Groundhog Day slogging away, replaying the same old scene. So you ask, may I please be excused before I blow yet another fuse? Electricity's spent, but they can get bent while you vent your spleen. But in the morning when you wake up, you can say, okay, but that was yesterday. That was yesterday. Some days you just feel hopeless. You've been told you can cope, yes. If you drink your fluids and eat like druids and Catholic saints, you've been told you're oh so very blessed, but you need to smoke dope less. You realize that implies an exercise in self-restraint. You seem so distracted and distressed by this dream's hypothesis. Though you down the red pill, you found that you're still damned by the program's constraints. But in the morning when you wake up, you can say, okay, but that was yesterday. That was yesterday. It feels like you're sinking. Red light's always blinking, 'cause the camera's on, it's recording your song, and that scared look on your face. So you fade away slinking. Keys, coins keep clinking. Unwanted attention, and when did you mention you just need a bit of space so you can keep drinking? And you never stop thinking. Bad opportunity costs and the friends you've lost, some dead, some just misplaced. But in the morning when you wake up, you can say, okay, but that was yesterday. That was yesterday. That was yesterday. Thank you. Let's see. Change it up a little bit. Maybe we'll do a little bit of a, like I said, it's a polite conversation, so I haven't talked about politics yet. Government's for sale. Don't worry about the details, 'cause the Bible says good always will prevail. Rich man's holy grail, his own senator to regale, so his Machiavellian schemes will never fail, while his government's for sale. Government's for sale. You can put your cash in a pail or in an envelope and drop it in the mail. But don't leave a paper trail. Hold some back for lawyers and bail, or else you just might find yourself in jail by your government for sale. All politicians are for sale. It's just a matter of scale. Some chase power, others chase tail. You want tax breaks to crack your shale? Go pick up a gold watch from Zales, then dine on fine wine, caviar, and snails with your government for sale. Even when your government's not for sale, it's ripe for a little bit of blackmail, so keep your dirty little secrets well veiled. Congressman, you look a little pale. How about another ale? Well, I suppose after all you've done, you'll need a strong cocktail. Holding your country out for sale. Government's not still for sale. Presidential pardons fall like hail, and today only at a discount from retail. And you're wondering what's that smell? Downwind from DC gale. Well, I recommend to all my friends they try not to inhale a whiff of a government for sale. Government's still for sale. Supreme Court justice is pretty frail. Justice appointed by some old white male, from Harvard and from Yale. And you find that there's no appeal when the time comes for them to place their thumbs upon the justice scale, 'cause your government's for sale. Government's still for sale, and this ain't a fairy tale. I admit though these long A rhymes are getting stale, so we'll let the rich fat cats and whales with their clothes from Bloomingdale's embed themselves like fungus in our country's toenails, 'cause our government's for sale. Your government's for sale. Thank you. So let's see, I talked about myself. I talked about climate change. I talked about politics. I guess it's religion, right? Okay. All right, we'll do that one. Elysium or kingdom come, New Jerusalem in the sky. You may think I'm dumb, but I don't want to go there when I die. It's not faith, belief, or fantasy. I just don't need eternal life. It's got nothing to do with God, the devil, prophets, or Jesus Christ. I just don't want to go to heaven when I die. You can spare a second, please allow me to explain why if heaven ever beckons, I think I'd like to abstain. I can't reckon pleasure without the pain. And if I got everything I want, what achievements left to gain? How can I perceive it anyway when what remains of my brain has shriveled up and died? Sure, there's mysteries that I'd really like to know, and maybe I'll solve them, or maybe I won't. Suppose I could upload my soul to some electronic abode, spend forever in the nether, another client node. Find a place like Minecraft on creative mode, space to occupy when I die. Descartes sure smart, his theory's nonchalant, but what's left to dream once you become clairvoyant? So that's the goal, you free your soul, you get everything you want. You may assume I'm quoting David Hume, but it's Immanuel Kant. Philosophies compete and eventually they'll reach détente. Right at that moment when you die. Sorry, now's where this song it gets a bit complicated. Is there a heaven for bigots that's segregated, so the chosen don't have to be with those they've always hated? Or would their free wills be compromised, prejudices abated? Some would say they were made that way when they were created. Guess they'll find out when they die. What if I die and my wife, she marries some other guy? Would that mean that my permanent paradise would include some dude and my lovely wife? That seems like quite an awkward afterlife. Cuckold forever with someone I may not even like. I think I'd just rather die. Well, Hades, maybe that's the place made for me. Or stuck in limbo with the babies, or perhaps purgatory. While you exist in divine bliss and bask in the glory, I'll be drowning down the abyss of this song's allegory. That'd be a fitting into my story. Still it's a memory of me once I die. They say ashes to ashes and dust to dust, and I suppose that any other end would just be lives. And even though I don't wanna, and despite my disgust, if I end up in nirvana, God grant me the wisdom to adjust. And please forgive me for all these blasphemies so recently discussed. I must go to heaven when I die, but I just don't want to go to heaven when I die. Thank you very much. So let's see, politics, religion, myself. Money, how about money? We're not supposed to talk about that in polite conversation either. All right. When I was about 12 years old, me and my family went to the Bureau of Engraving and Printing at the U.S. Treasury. Bought a sheet of $2 bills, and my dad said sarcastically, make sure you keep these bills safe, Bill. Someday they may be worth some money, but I don't intend to spend them, and they wouldn't buy a decent meal. Besides a few dollars in my wallet's all the money I got that's real. Economics is the dismal science, too many variables to comprehend. Formulae, they say, someday may pay future dividends. But stocks and bonds and IRAs, you gotta sell to spend. An unusable state till you liquidate, that's when capital gains kicks in. Numbers on financial statements, too intangible to feel. Dollars and cents are just nonsense, we pretend are real. Some folks earn wealth by themselves, others through inheritance, chance, or luck. Others we burn hours of overtime for a couple extra bucks. It's a cloud cuckoo land of digital demand. Why you buying virtual stuff? Like NFTs, cryptocurrencies, it's make-believe so they can't make enough. Me and Warren Buffett though, we don't see the appeal. What's the point with Bitcoin? You know by definition, it ain't real. All currencies are illusory, as any economist will tell you. Relies on utility, scarcity, and a belief in a perceived value. Smith's invisible hand extends its finger, but I wonder when will you quit buying all this nonsense that society tries to sell you. Well, we're animals here on Orwell's farm, where Napoleon squeals ideals. Whether it's the store or in the barn, your money, it still ain't real. Then there's liabilities, mere fantasies, more imaginary constructs. We're spending years in arrears just to keep that FICO score up. Taking stuff from stores on promise, well, it sorta seems corrupt. But it's Keynes' dream, a modern meme. Worst case, you just go bankrupt. Net effect's the same, except that you don't have to steal. Debt's deficit's just a shell game, 'cause your credit, it ain't real. You may say, okay, wait, we gotta facilitate. We need a medium of exchange. The alternative it's given would be awful strange. Listen, the system, it ain't great, but can you imagine trying to arrange a barter of chickens for a car? How the hell would you make change? Say every day would be a match of let's make a deal. But until those fictional chickens hatch, like your money, it ain't real. You know, arbitrage, it is the cause of imminent starvation, while assets, they waste away through depreciation and inflation. Bullion, fiat, they all seem to me to be but gaudy decorations, not legal tender that you can spend unless you're a country or a corporation. The solution, it ain't that hard, and it's ready to be revealed. You can't use it at the bar, then your money, it ain't real. It ain't real. All right, well, I think I'm going to kind of just pop around now that I've covered all the taboo subjects to random taboo subjects. This song's called Carbon. Diamonds are 99.5% carbon. Compressed, man, they're just so tough. Me, I'm running about 18%, so I guess that makes me a diamond in the rough. But when my water evaporates and my nitrogen dissipates, except for calcium and phosphates, what remains is mostly carbon. Graphite's 100% carbon, yet my pencil seems so brittle. The words I erase leave empty space and seem to mean so very little. Sometimes these dark temporary marks, they start on paper then catch spark, like storm, charm, strange, and other quarks. They matter more than soulless carbon. Our economy's built on carbon, petroleum, coal, and plastics, lacking global synergy. Energy demands inelastic. They say it's too late to debate, wipe the board or clear the slate. In irony, it seems our fate is to suffocate in our own carbon. Ever wonder why God chose carbon over silicon-based creatures? Probably 'cause he knew us humans would develop our own procedures. We take them glass at large expense, make some artificial intelligence. Once chosen ones lament the natural descent of carbon. When I die, guys, I want to share my carbon with the earth, preferably by surprise, like spread out by a random firework. And at my wake, for goodness sake, don't let your kids swing at the piñata unless they're okay with being sprayed in a cloud of their great-grandpa. Whether you plant me with the tree or bury me at the beach, according to laws of basic entropy, there's no place my carbon won't someday reach. Even though it's on an atomic scale, I know my destiny to be bound to you, just a Dalton away, like in the diamond for eternity. That sounds like heaven to me. Thank you. That was Carbon. Let's try some. Let's see. I'm still in C. This is a conversation. It's called Three Free Variety. She asked me what we're doing tomorrow night. And I'm just too tired and I can't decide. I'd open my eyes, but I couldn't if I tried, and I have no reason to besides. She asked me, why won't you answer me, please? I know you're awake, you're just pretending to sleep. Did you freak out in the forest and flee up a tree? It don't matter much, really, 'cause you're too old to hide. Until the three free variety retire, howling and growling their demands in a choir. I'd treat them if they'd leave me be for a few hours, tied up tight with my crown royal sack. She says, how can I get through to you? Not that I wanna have to tell you what to do. Just take it off cruise and don't get confused. If you can't take a hint, at least get a clue. Time to come inside, quit hiding in the yard. That part of your life is over and the next part's getting started. And I know it's hard to have the heart of a bard, but you use it like an excuse. Until the three free variety retire, howling and growling their demands in a choir. I'd treat them if they'd leave me be for a few hours, tied up tight with my crown royal sack. She finishes the thought now, despite what I said. I love you more now than I ever did. Would you prefer if I defer to you instead on the issues that make it through your head? I smile and reply, I like things just the way they are. Your feet are on the ground while my head's in the stars. Now if only these responsibilities could see to my guitar, I could keep all of these melodies quite sacred. At least until the three free variety retire, howling and growling their demands in a choir. I'd treat them if they'd leave me be for a few hours, tied up tight with my crown royal sack. Thank you. Let's see. Go back to some politics, maybe. Well, I suppose some of you are Republicans and others are Democrats. Me, I don't like labels, and I hope you'll all pardon me for that. Come on, there's people all around the world who claim the earth is flat. They're not stupid, just naive, perhaps easily deceived. I don't care what you believe, so long as that you think for yourself. You're the only one that can do it. Think for yourself, by now you should be used to it. You don't need anybody else's help to think for yourself. just think for yourself. Some people get classified as fascists and other blokes as woke. But you understand these labels, man, they're all a fancy joke, perpetrated by some cable man to persuade us simple folk that it's easier and faster to just trust our newscasters. You must succumb to corporate master pumping out my numbing smoke. Oh, you think for yourself, but they don't want you to do it. Think for yourself, and their fairy tales are screwing. You sure as hell don't need the corporate media's help to think for yourself. Just think for yourself. Opinions are not truth, so take them with a grain of salt. For consideration, please reboot, restore settings to default. And remember, friends, with politicians, it's never their frickin' fault. Once they've been selected, they get pissed if not elected. Insist they're to be respected, genuflect like you're in Jim Jones' cold. You should think for yourself, but maybe I'm just biased. Think for yourself, it's not too late to try it. You sure as hell don't need any politician's help to think for yourself. Just think for yourself. You know, sometimes things just seem oh so complicated, and you're spending all your time becoming educated. Of course your resources are quite contaminated, divorced from reality and probably fabricated. So if you look down to see the label pinned to your chest, that's an opportunity to consider, I suggest. You can pluck it from your pocket, flush it down the toilet with the rest. Or you can tape it to your brow so we can see you wear it proudly. Show your true colors loudly, 'cause you know you best. And you think for yourself, don't be someone else's pawn. Think for yourself, even if that thought is, Bill, I hate your stupid song. 'Cause you don't need me or anybody else to think for yourself. Just think for yourself. Thank you. I'm gonna switch keys over to A. How much time I got? Like 3 songs? Okay. Thank you. With that? What's... I wrote this song during COVID. It's called the Bidet Song. It's about toilet paper shortages. Got a call from my brother John. He said, better buy toilet paper before it's all gone. I said, John, come on, what is this, a con? He says, no, you can't even get it on Amazon. So I jumped in my car, drove to the store. Sure enough, you can't buy it there anymore. Well, I'm fed up, forget it, so I walked out the door. Can't buy the things you need, what's a store good for? But then after 2 cups of coffee and an indica toffee and 2 beers, my fears just start fading away. So suddenly and accidentally I wonder, in this land of plenty, why couldn't I buy toilet paper today? Called back my brother, said, well, you're right, John, every single square of toilet paper is gone. I'd hope for the best, thought you'd be wrong, but on the plus side got this idea for a song. He says, well, you know, Bill, if you can pay, I got a friend who's selling a used bidet. You can join the West Coast Elite, like the pundits say, but it sure won't be cheap, and it won't be today. After 2 cups of coffee and an indica toffee and 3 beers, my fears just kept fading away. Can I really do it? Well, yeah, I guess, screw it, I'll be the first one in my neighborhood with a bidet. That we're all panic buying pickles and napkins and oils for home frying. Well, you're doing it too. There's no denying we're all a bit selfish. It's what I'm implying. So while I sit and wait for my bidet on a stockpile of corn chips, salsa, guacamole, beans, and cheese dip, got bacon in the freezer, long beer I can sip while I wait for my online orders to ship. But then after 3 cups of coffee and an indica toffee and 4 beers, my fears just keep fading away. Come on, Americans, we've got billions to spend on national defense. Surely our government can buy us plebeians each a bidet. Thank you. When I was young, I was taught by the nuns about the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Before apostate, I'd proudly hold out that silver plate. Pray to God I'm not too late to catch His holy host. When I reached my teens, I learned how to best blaspheme. Though everything seemed to be so simple, my soul would sure be saved if I could just behave, especially if I prayed and gave at the temple. That's when I figured out that my God don't make me fish on Fridays, have His days, and my days will live in the sky. My God don't care if you eat pigs, drink coffee, smoke cigarettes, or even get high. That's my God. With the college guys, I'd often have to apologize when someone would dogmatize, and I'd call his beliefs absurd. My reasoning was incomplete, still those gods seemed obsolete. Yet I learned to be discreet, at least till I wrote these words. My God don't make me eat fish on Fridays, have His days, and my days will have any kids. My God don't care for war or jihad, and what kind of God would He be if He did not, my God? reflection I have to laugh, 'cause I'm halfway down this path. And I still can't do the math, can't make those spiritual decisions. Solve the puzzle when I die if I'm not too brain dead to try. And I'll never know how I lost my religion. But I do know that my God don't make me fish on Fridays, have his days, and my days will look down from above. My God knows that nothing lasts forever, so spend your time together with the ones that you love. That's my God. My God don't make me fish on Fridays, have his days, and my days will. My God knows that nothing lasts forever, so spend your time together with the ones that you love. That's my God. And one more? One more? Thoughts come quickly sometimes, soft, numb, and prickly, often dumb to life's designs. Written down a reference point to find. This smitten clown is going down to get his wife some wine. And it'd be a fallacy, no, it'd be a lie to tell you this song belongs to me, 'cause it's only partly mine. I play the chords and recite the words to perfect my part, but my inspiration comes from this link between our hearts. Musing how in time things change, even though as we grow some things stay the same. There is one thing I know will remain, the girl that makes me crazy, the girl that keeps me sane. And it'd be a tragedy, no, it'd be a crime to tell you this song belongs to me, 'cause it's only partly mine. I hum and strum the harmony, but the melody to this song comes from this bond between us. May it always be this strong. I didn't write, and spare time turned to shared time, turned to rare time overnight. The final lyric still lurks out of sight, as the seed once sown now is grown, flowering at a new height. It'd be hypocrisy, no, it'd be asinine, tell you this song belongs to me, 'cause it's only partly mine. I wrote the lyrics, the music and the gist, but without you there to inspire me, this song wouldn't exist. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for letting me play. I do have stuff out on the internet under Level 1 Bard. It's on Spotify and Amazon and Apple and everywhere. So all those places and wherever tracks are streamed. I don't know how it works now. I don't know.
Hey, thank you guys.
Thank you.